okay? We give them a couple of bucks for some genocide. Okay, but that's not an issue we're dealing in our license. That's highly political and highly charged. Really, Vegas was the only place that had legalized gambling privately in the United States for many years. Nevada. And that changed. But again, public grants transfer title from governments to individual. The casinos are allowed as compensation for genocide, which was practiced by us. Now, the normal type of transfer is number 2, through a document called a deed, which is voluntary. The grantor writes the instrument and gives it to the grantee. They have now conveyed their title in real property. Now, the last of the 3 types of voluntary alienation is what is called leaving rights through a will. A will is a written document that a person has written prior to their demise or death to instruct on how their rights will be left. These are the only 3 types of voluntary alienation of property right. Now, all the others will be involuntary, and they will be explained to you also. The involuntary types of alienation are as follows. Involuntary. Now, we heard a term called squatters' rights. There are actually squatters' rights in the United States. State by state, they're different, but it's known in law as adverse possession. Adverse possession means the true owner of the property fails to maintain possession. They did not record their document in the public record. And they could lose their property to another who will take the interest away from them. There's 6 requirements for an adverse possession, and they must all be in place for this to occur. The conditions are as follows. Yes, Lou?
The ownership of anything is actually written on a deed, so...
Not necessarily.
You always, I mean, if you have
There are
a
other
deed...
types of documents, certificates of titles.
No, I understand that.
There's lots of others. You're getting ahead, not going with it. Sit back, I promise. We'll give you all the information you know you need. Then if you have a question, jump in, okay? But to have the right to take someone's rights away without their permission, if you would, require it to be hostile, open. Actually, the true owner has neither recorded the deed nor paid taxes on the property. So the party who wants to grant the title will pay the taxes. Again, they must make an open claim against the rights. And again, this adverse possession in the state of Florida has to go on for a full 7 years. And again, it has to be open, and lastly, notorious. Again, the legal concept is the owner had 7 years to clean up their act. They did what Rip Van Winkle did for 7 years. They fell asleep. Wake up, you lose your rights. Had they recorded and paid taxes, this could never have happened, ever. Yeah.
But when you buy a property in Florida or anywhere else, you hire a lawyer or a title company.
You should, not that you have to. You see, you're in the world of should. We're in the world of, hey, I own all this land, what the heck? It's mine, no one will bother me. Not true. Not true. The right way is what you suggested, but you know there are people who are so smart. Listen to me, I'll tell you. I promise. I'll tell you this. There are people so smart that they do transactions without brokers and without attorneys because they're smarter than everyone else. They're the ones who lose their rights. You're right. The word of professionalism is do it right. The word of stupidity is, I'm smarter than everyone else, I know more than every lawyer, I know more than every broker, and they cost money, I'm gonna get it on the cheap.
Save money.
You save money, you lose your rights. Smart.
Can we just go into the public records and find out who hasn't paid their taxes in 7 years?
Again, you can go to public records, but here's the problem. There are many deeds that are unrecorded, many deeds that aren't. There's no requirement for recordation. These people do scan the public records constantly. That's how they find it. You're right. Now you know how to find properties, and you can do your own title search for yourself. You just can't use it do it as a broker, that's all. I always do a title search just by myself, and if I have any doubts, then I call the lawyers who will give me information. Why? Because I give them my closings. We have an equitable exchange of referrals. No money, just an equitable exchange of goodwill. Now, other involuntary alienation, not by choice. There's a term, and listen to this closely. You will know how this scam is going on. The scam is called estoppel. And ownership may be lost because the owner did not provide public notice, constructive notice of ownership, and walked away from the property. And some son of a bitch sold it on them without the right to do it. And now they're in the courts because they gave up possession and someone else is in possession of the property, and they could be in litigation for 1,000 years. You found that out in the Boca property, right? Estoppel. Some guy walks in and he found a property where no deed was recorded, and it didn't matter, he was still there, and they can't kick his ass out. Simple. Folks, if you want to chat, do me a favor, gents, ladies and gents, if you want to have a chat, please. If you want to have a chat, please do it outside. It is very disturbing and distracting, not only to me, but those around you. Me, you don't have to worry about. I get a paycheck. Those around you might kill you. Now again, if an owner dies in a property and they have not